execs and networks. All right, here is Bryson Jackson, Baylor linebacker. Craig mentioned he's one of the guys representing Baylor today. Tomorrow, there are 5 new teams that come in. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you didn't hear the conversation with the commissioner and Brett Yormark, I hope you do. We'll have that up on our Twitter handle, YouTube, and all that very, very soon. I'd like to get feedback from you on that. Bryson Jackson joined us earlier. We're now joined by Baylor linebacker Bryson Jackson, Sic'Em 365 Radio, 365 Sports. Do even positions, linebackers, star, this and that, even positions attached to players anymore?
No, I think it's just the roles. So the adaptability, what players are good at what, and taking advantage. That's as far as what we do as a program. We take advantage of people's abilities and their strengths on the field, and we put those players in those roles.
There was a time last year, late in the year, maybe 2/3 of the way through the year, sitting down interviewing Dave Aranda, and I brought you up because you had made a play, and and he told me that you were, at the time, one of those coming fast and furious. Not that you weren't a part of it early. Did you feel that yourself, that as the year went on, everything clicked for you?
Absolutely, 100%. Just, like I'm a role player type of guy, so. Anything that they asked me to do, I was going to do 100%. And just to be able to trust me a little bit at practice, taking those reps very seriously. So it instilled in Coach Aranda and Coach Roberts, like, the confidence that they needed on that field. And they were able to put me in positions to succeed. So it wasn't that I was doing anything spectacular, but it was just like, they needed me to be here at this certain spot, and I was able to perform for them and succeed in that.
Reliability?
Yes, reliability.
Yeah.
How much fun was not only wrapping the season the way that you guys did with the wins, but yourself? I mean, the performance of the Sugar Bowl, getting a couple of sacks, being heavily involved. I mean, how much fun was that just to kind of end everything on that note?
Oh, man, it was exciting. Truly amazing experience. I can't even tell you to begin with, but there were so many great moments that went throughout that season. It's called kind of all a blur, really. Mm-hmm. But just, man, the weeks, the preparation that went into it, it was really emotional when it ended because there was a relationship that each guy had in that team that's forever. And it's probably going to be one of the memories that stay with me for the rest of my life is that season last year.
Yeah.
And how much we put into that.
How do you guys now turn that page? Because it's easy to fall back on what you guys just got done doing, even though it was a few months ago now. But you technically are still Big 12 champs, technically, yes. But not really anymore, right? It's a brand new team. How do you, especially as a senior leader, kind of establish that?
Giving credit to those guys last year, Terrell Bernard, Jalen Petrie, JT Woods, all those guys are professional levels right now. Their leadership abilities were amazing. The qualities that they had every day, how they approached and attacked the day, very admirable. So, for me, I took a lot of things from them, and I feel like, that is why that team was so great. But we have a new team now and a new culture that we have to instill in new players and new leaders. So just taking notes on how those guys approached every day and applying that to our work ethic and applying that to where we're at today now. And this summer has been a great test for us. We've been putting ourselves in a lot of chaotic situations to prepare for those game-like environments for next year. And that brings those leaders out. It shows who the natural leaders are. It shows you a little bit of the weaknesses too. But we can fix those weaknesses in the summer. We can fix those things that might be a challenge to us this season.
What chaotic circumstances have you been in?
I'll just say like our workouts, pretty much.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're not that it's chaotic or negative, but it's just doing hard things better, and we have to learn how to do that. And if we can be in an uncontrolled environment and stay controlled mentally and still play for each other and execute, that's what we're doing as far as the workouts, like the runnings in the heat.
Right.
Yeah.
That's easy to not want to do, but yeah. How do you know if you're saying what you're talking about, moving it to a new page, turning the page? How do you know if you're doing it right? How do you know you're not just saying that?
The guys. I feel like if you go have this conversation with a younger guy in the program, that he can be able to sit down with you and explain it from the same perspective that I'm explaining it to you. I think that we all have an understanding of what needs to be done and about our culture. And really, it's more about the person, and I really support it. But we're a person over player team. Our character off the field On the field is amazing. It's like complementary football. So we got guys on offense that are leading and getting their young guys and getting their guys up there and watching film in the summer and the off season. And same for defense. Like, it's truly amazing to see, like, during the week in the summer, Dylan Doyle after dinner every day has a group of like 10 guys with him, young guys that want to go up there and watch film. And he can reinstall the defenses, show them film tapes, and be able to coach them on a separate level without needing the coaches. So just having a player-led team, which we have right now, is how you can tell where we're going to be at next year. Because if we're not player-led and we don't have that confidence and we don't have that experience, you'll be able to tell the immaturity come game one. You'll be able to see distractions, things like penalties during the game that happen. So just taking those things seriously right now is going to help us. And you'll never know until we step out there on that field. But I'm very confident, very, very confident.
You're a 6-year guy. Was there ever much, because I remember going over the roster at the end of the year, and you knew some guys, hey, he's going to the NFL, Jalen or whatever, but was there ever much thought in your mind just as far as being a 6-year guy? Was that just an automatic, hey, you were going to come back, or did you have to kind of stew on that a little bit?
A lot of people don't know, but I'm strong on my faith, so I just, things happen, adversity happens, and I don't ever look at it as making it to the league, because if God has that for me, it would definitely happen. But I just want to be a better person. I think that this game has provided me with the platform to be the best possible version of myself. And I've been put around great leaders. Coach Aranda is such a great leader, and I can't stop explaining that enough. Just sitting down in front of him and listening to the way he thinks, like, that's the type of man, or those qualities that I want to have in my life later on. So as long as I keep doing it and slowing my life down a little bit, things will unravel and things will just lay out for me. And I'm very unselfish and stuff like that. So it's fun. Those core memories of playing for your brothers and working with your brothers, those are the things that are amazing. Those are the things that stick with me. So I'm kind of addicted to it.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah.
How long did it take for you and Coach to understand him?
Oh man, honestly, I understood him the first day he walked into our facility. For me, it's just being mature and being able to understand, okay, this is a guy that is that he masters everything that he does. I was a supporter of the LSU defense when he was there. So just seeing him and knowing about him and knowing what he was about, with him coming there, it was like, I trust this guy. I'm a defensive player. I know that he knows what he's doing. I know now that I've seen how he talks to players, and he's a great person. And he thinks about everything that he does. So if anything, that's the guy that you want to follow. That's the guy that you want to be around. And it might be different for me. It might be a different style that I've never been used to. But for me, man, it was just obvious.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just because that's not for everybody. It took maybe a year, or 5 or 6 meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do you see that now? Just that, I guess you're not maybe having to work so much on the buy-in factor, perhaps now as maybe you guys had to early on.
Yeah.
Because now you got the results. I mean, last year you saw the payoff to it. Can you still, I guess, maybe younger guys, you have to kind of focus on that buy-in a little bit more, or how does that work?
Yeah, with the younger guys, it's just the maturity piece.
Yeah.
I think they all know and what's to be expected of them. But to get those guys to buy into the little things as far as being a great person off the field, on the field, those are the things that truly matter. And everything else will fall in place.
Right. Because
they're amazing. Like, Coach Aranda's amazing on the whiteboard. Coach Roberts is amazing at installing defense. Offense, Coach Grimes is amazing with offense. So those are the things you don't worry about. But I just feel like, when Coach Aranda's on that practice field, it's different. Because during spring, when you're in position drills, Coach Aranda's going to come up to you. He's going to watch you in the position drills, and he's going to critique you. And that's the same every week. It doesn't change. He's not going to get lazy with it. It's the same, and it's the intentional focus that you see that he applies to his day-to-day basis. And it rubs off. It's really contagious. So.
When did last year, because you were picked 8th in the preseason poll, this year you're picked 1, you won it all. When did you know last year that you guys had something special, more than just maybe a bowl team or a team that was going to win 6 games or so?
Yeah.
When did you know?
Honestly, I knew in the summer, this time last year. This was the defining time for us last year. We were put in a hard situation as far as the conditioning and the running we do. And just seeing how the guys communicated under that stress and the type of players that we had on that team, you could literally tell and have that feeling. But to know we were going to win all that last year, we just took the games week by week. Every Sunday was a blank slate, move on to the next, do what we can better this week than we did last week. And that was the focus, because you never really knew what was going to happen. You just trusting the process every day and every day.
Wait, trusting the process. Somebody else that was a head coach there that used to say that, and not many people believed it back in the day with Coach Rule, right? I mean, it kind of carried over the transition of what his philosophy was, but just a different head coach and a different type person.
I think, trust the process is something that's automatic in life. Yeah, you just kind of got to trust that process. But, hearing Coach Aranda saying, pound the rock, that is attacking everything, because everything matters. And that's attacking every little thing 100% with 100% of focus, and being the best version of yourself in that moment. And that's kind of, it's similar, but, it has its differences and it has its understanding. But for us, it's pound the rock every day. Pound the rock in the workout, pound the rock in the film room. Coach Aranda focuses on our academics. Those guys are pounding the rock in the classroom. So, yeah.
Caleb Collins still your primary position coach?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what have you seen from him as he's, had some time now at the helm, replacing Coach McGuire? Obviously, everybody loved him, and he's doing his thing. But how have you seen Caleb or Coach Collins kind of grow here over the last few months to a year or so?
Man, Coach Collins, that's my dude. He has the intentional focus every day. I keep saying that word.
Yeah,
but
it's sinking in.
Yeah. It's honestly like he relates to us, man. He takes the meetings very seriously. The coach has been on vacation this past month, the start of July. So he kind of like puts me and Garmin Randolph in a leadership position to kind of lead the meetings that we have on Tuesday and Thursdays. Mm-hmm. And, he calls us up there at like 11 a.m. in the morning. He's like, okay, I'm going to teach y'all. I'm going to record y'all. And I want y'all to go on the board and teach me the install that we're going over today. And we'll go up there and do it. Mm-hmm. And then he'll record us, and we'll rewatch it with him at like 11. And then he'll show us, and he'll make his critiques, and then he'll give us everything that we need, voiceovers, all type of things, man, to prepare us for that meeting. And then we'll go in, and we're able to teach the young guys.
Wow, that's cool.
Man, it's amazing.
That's amazing. That's very unique and very out. That seems like that's kind of outside the box a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Defending champions is great, but that doesn't matter now. Like Craig brought that up earlier.
Correct.
But it's pride. You guys have some pride. Baylor means something to you.
Absolutely.
How much does it mean to you?
It's everything. I think that what we do every day, the type of people that we're aiming to be, Coach Aranda's person over player, that stuff means a lot. So I think that you can live your life daily off of that, just let alone like going out there and being held accountable to take care of business on and off the field, whether that's in the classroom, in a relationship that you have, anything that you're dealing with in life, just holding your teammates accountable, protecting the team. And that's what we do very well. And I think it's something that you have to admire, especially if you're in the program, all the work that you put in, as far as the workouts and everything that we do as a unit. And just seeing last year, like that, man, you have to believe in it. And our whole team believes in it. So, and I'm proud of everybody and how they've handled it. But, man, the qualities are great from what you get from what we do every day.
I asked you earlier about, being a six-year guy. And, some guys went to the NFL, some guys went to the transfer portal, some guys hung up the cleats. And you gave your side of why you're still out here doing what you're doing with Baylor. One guy that did decide to go to the portal was Gary Bohannon, and obviously played a huge role in last year's team from not only on the field but off the field. Have you seen Blake or others kind of step into those leadership roles? Have you seen him kind of embrace that now that, he's the guy that's in that spot?
Yes, Blake is an amazing person. And I was just telling him, man, like, you're so humble. He's truly authentic. Every day he steps on that field in his workouts, man, he's himself. And sometimes he'll ask you, like, he doesn't want to be in the light. He doesn't want to be that. But he is a natural leader. And when he speaks, it matters because he went through adversity last year. He came out and he brought intentional focus as a young guy to put us in great positions. So now he's being more vocal. I'm so proud of him. He's leading our offense, getting guys in on the weekends. He's throwing with receivers and creating that connection that is much needed with the quarterback in a football program, because each player can go to him and talk to him about anything, and he's going to be himself. So his work ethic is elite. His leadership qualities are going above the standard, and that's really important for our team. He's handling it all very well. Yeah.
Bryson, congratulations on what you've done, and I know you still have much more to do, not just as a football player, but as a student athlete and a person as well, like a person over player. Thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Bryson Jackson, Baylor on Sic'Em 365 Radio and 365 Sports.